a very good evening. Good evening, boys. Thank you. It feels like I'm back in my own school. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be here with educators from Nepal, India, and Bangladesh. I'd like to take this opportunity to share briefly about the education system in Bhutan. Modern education in Bhutan started in 1961, and in the last 6 decades, we have come a long way. The education system in Bhutan is very similar to the education system that we have across the world. We have the early child care development, which starts from age 3 to 5. Then we have primary education for pre-primary to grade 8. Then we have middle secondary schools, which caters to grade 7 to 10. Then we have higher secondary schools, which caters to grade 11 and 12. Then we have the tertiary education, which comes under the umbrella of the Royal University of Bhutan. Our monarchs have always made policies which gives maximum benefit to his people. And I take pride in informing the floor that we have free health facilities and free education in Bhutan. The basic education in Bhutan till 2019 was class 10, which means every Bhutanese should have minimum of grade 10 qualification. And when you reach grade 10, there's a common examination, and we have a cutoff point. Any student who scores above the cutoff point gets to study in any of the higher secondary schools, the government higher secondary schools, for free. And those students who could not secure the cutoff point, they're given the option to join vocational trainings. That, I must tell you, is again free. So there are parents whose children could not secure the minimum benchmark, and they also did not want the children to be enrolled in the vocational institutes. So these parents started sending their children to study in India, and especially a lot of children came to Sikkim, Darjeeling, and Kalimpong to complete their grade 11 and 12 because they could not score that benchmark. And that is how the birth of private higher secondary schools in Bhutan took place. And as you have guessed it, the best of the best goes to the government schools, and whoever could not get the cutoff point were taken by the private schools. And I must tell you, the standard in government is pretty good. And it's a challenge for the private schools. In 2019, the current government raised the basic education from class 10 to class 12, which means every child in Bhutan now gets to study for free in the government schools till grade 12. And it is challenging for the private schools to survive. For a private school to sustain in Bhutan, you have to ensure that the services that you provide is either equivalent or better than the government schools. And some of us have taken the challenge upon us, and it is indeed a joy to provide educational services. Then the free education does not end in grade 12. In grade 12, we have, again, another common exams, and if you still score the cutoff point that the government sets, you still get to study for free in the colleges in Bhutan. The Bhutanese education system is based on holistic development of a child. We do acknowledge that academic excellence is important, but every educator in Bhutan believes that it is more important for every Bhutanese, for every student, to excel in character. You might have a PhD degree, but if that doesn't make you a good human being, we believe that education has no value. So that is why I say that it is based on holistic development of a child. As I stand here, I take pride in informing you all that I am a product of the free education policy in Bhutan. I am standing here because of that policy. Had it not been for that policy, I wouldn't be here. And I would like to express, thank you. there's been a lot of changes in the global education scenario, and Bhutan is a part of the global world, and we have our own share of challenges. Despite that, we try to do the best that we can. The government also supports the private schools in Bhutan in terms of giving free textbooks, and every time the government trains its teachers, every time the government gives professional development to upskill the teachers of the government schools, the government equally gives opportunity for the private teachers to be trained along with the government, that too for free. So in the recent years, because of the shift in the paradigm, the government of Bhutan, the Minister of Education in Bhutan, started training teachers and providing professional development on 21st century pedagogy, both for private and the government school teachers. 21st century pedagogy specifically is based on Kagan structures. So in the primary schools, we have changed the sitting arrangement. It is no longer facing to the board. We have group sitting arrangements where we try to teach on being a part of the group. And boys, young boys here, in the 21st century, you cannot survive on your own. You have to be a team player. You need to learn social skills. Academic excellence alone is not going to take you far. I personally believe that education must bring about change. A change in your attitude, a change in your behavior, a change which will make you and me a better human being, a change that brings the best version in us. And I hope that all the young boys gathered here, you use education as a means to make yourself a better person, to make education a tool for you to bring the best that is in you. As I stand here, I'd like to thank my monarchs, very visionary monarchs, who have always put people in the center of every developmental policies. I am fortunate that I am born in a country where I have monarchs, the past and the present, who have always worked for the well-being of the people. And I pray that every country be blessed with leaders, every country be blessed with educators, so that every one of us tries to make this world a better place. With this, I'd like to take your leave, and I would like to wish every one of you a great evening ahead. Thank you.